There's the part of me that doesn't understand kissing or cuteness or attraction, and then there's the part of me that feels so lonely. How do I make sense of those two parts? Maybe I'll never make sense of them. 14-year-old Lizzie is experiencing a lot of change. Her family had to move after the incident with their neighbor, leaving behind not only her beloved apple tree, but what feels like her childhood along with it. Lizzie's brother is too busy for her in his first semester of college, and her friends are more interested in dating than dolls. It's hard not to feel left behind, especially as she tries to explain the fact that she still has zero interest in boys, girls, or the baffling behavior known as flirting. But just as Lizzie's world feels like it's closing in, a class lesson on asexual reproduction in plants piques her curiosity, leading her to look up whether people can be asexual too. And suddenly, her world opens up. Lizzie finally finds an identity, a word for all her messy, unnamable feelings that feels like it fits, although she quickly realizes that a label isn't enough if no one believes it's real. For First Chapter Friday, the eBook edition, I am reading Just Lizzie by Karen Wilfrid. The book is on loan to me through Sonoma County Library, and I am reading it via the Libby app. I hate running. That tight feeling in my lungs, the ache in my chest that feels like crying. Plus, running is all about being fast, and if you ask me, things move fast enough as it is. Just 2 weeks ago, I watched as Dad and James pulled out of the driveway, the car windows packed high with James's belongings in those stackable plastic bins that are supposedly great for dorm rooms. The world felt strange and jumbled. A breeze moved the shadows of leaves around the driveway like a kaleidoscope. My brother leaving for college. After what happened last spring, Mr. Henkman, the restraining order, the move, I hadn't believed he would really go. This morning, when I came down the stairs in orange running shorts and a tank top, Mom tried to hide her surprise, but she didn't stop me. Going for a run. I felt mature saying it. Back at our old house, Mom would commemorate the first day of school by taking a picture of James and me on the front step with our backpacks and new sneakers. Today is my first day of 8th grade. Do I have to be in a picture by myself? The thought of that, when I woke up this morning in a room that still doesn't feel like mine, seemed pathetic and sad. So I decided to commemorate the morning my own way. I decided to go back. The sun is still behind the trees now, the sky a faint purple pink, but the air is hot from yesterday, with a promise of more heat to come. I want to slow down, maybe even walk, but every house's windows feel like eyes casting judgment. Stopped already. Big surprise. Doesn't look very fit. I pick up my pace as I approach the Jacobs' house. Part of me hopes Mr. or Mrs. Jacobs will see me running and be glad they've hired someone so motivated as their babysitter. I look up at the girls' dormer windows. No one there. I always thought a house with dormers would be cool. I mentioned that to my family back in June when we started looking for places, but Dad said they were an inefficient use of space. Mom said one of her students had gotten a concussion on a slanted ceiling, and James didn't care because Allie had just told him she didn't want to keep dating him when they went away to college. After that, I stopped saying what I thought, but I still like to dream about my own house someday. Someone's automatic sprinklers hiss, and I jump, but it's too late. My sneakers get sprayed. This neighborhood is a newer development with wooden fences separating square after square of chemical green lawn. No one here has woods. No one here has an apple tree. Our old yard had one. Set back in a small clearing at the edge of the yard, it dropped mottled green fruit from late summer up until the beginning of October, my birthday. Mom told me those apples were wild and not for eating, but I ate them anyway. Each time I was startled by their bright sourness, the starchy feeling they left behind on my tongue. Sarah Nan and I played in the tree, shimmying up the branches to pick the littlest fruits for our American Girl dolls. I always thought of that tree as mine. Technically, though, as Mom later told me, it's in the part of the woods that belongs to the Henkmans. I hadn't known the woods were anyone's. I thought they were just woods. As the sprinkler water soaks through to my skin, I run alongside a stone wall that has rocks set upright like spikes along the cement rim. Who do they think is going to sit there? And why do they care? Maybe our wall should have had spikes.